Welcome back, guys. Now, it is no longer a surprise that we are getting trades after trades every day using the 714 method, right? I mean, right now it's just too comfortable, but I'm pretty sure it will become difficult soon. So let's just try our best and do what and actually watch out and take good trades and see how we can continue this or how long this can actually go on, right? So when we look at Monday, it was pretty much simple. We're in that trend that I called the triangle trend, right? That means we are in an equal trend. So it's pretty simple. And I've told you guys, when we are in an equal trend, you just enter into your trade when this high right here is broken, right? So this candle right here actually broke that high, so you could have entered into your trade and you'll be hoping for the best. So let's see. Today I'm not actually going to talk a lot, so let's see what happens, right? So this could have been your setup right here. So as you can see, this right here could have been your setup, right? With your first TP just being here, or you can put your first TP as this high because there was this fair value gaps right here. One was here, two was there, so your first TP could have been here. Then your second TP will obviously be where? At the last high, right? So this was how simple it could have been if you were going to enter into this trade. Pretty much simple, right? So let's see what happened if you had gotten this trade. So as you can see, pretty much easy. Price could have taken your trade, very nice. But on that day, I actually entered around somewhere here, so making my stop loss pretty wide, right? So normally when you see this, just try your best and get into the trade, and you will good to go. Simple as that. So that was it. And as you can see, price actually picked our trade and went all the way up, right? So we actually hit first TP and we hit second TP, right? Pretty much simple. Now I just want to say something. This is going to be pretty much very quick, right? So there are two types of trade, right? A trade that you can be in for a very long time, and a trade that you can also be in for just a short time. Now I want you guys to understand something. This type of trades are the trades that makes your trading account or your real account what? $1 million, right? This type of trades are $1 million trades. Why are these type of trades $1 million trades? Because you know that you are pretty sure that this trade is actually going up or is actually going down. When you see this type of trades, just try your best and enter in huge, right? So that's just by the way. Let's move to Tuesday and see what happened. So on Tuesday we're in an uptrend, a very nice uptrend right here. We're in a very nice uptrend, right? We came all the way down to this level, then push all the way up, breaking through this level right here. So indirectly, we're in an uptrend and we are looking forward to being a pretty much nice downtrend after this. But when you actually look at the trade itself on Tuesday, you realize that if you actually know how to trade, you wouldn't have wasted your time on entering into a downtrend during the 714 method, right? So why do I say this? It's pretty much simple. On Tuesday, we were in a very serious uptrend. We were breaking structure, very serious uptrend, right? We broke this structure right here around this level right here. We broke this structure, went all the way up, and this was another structure that we were willing to break, but price was still consolidating, right? Just pulling liquidity from down here. It came all the way to this level right here. As you can see, it came all the way down to this level right here. So indirectly, you shouldn't have even wasted your time on going down. You should have used the reverse 714 method. Now I use the reverse 714 method. I know some people that actually got in buys around this level. They knew they should use the reverse 714 method because the 714 method during this period wasn't favoring the trend, right? But they actually got in very early, so indirectly it actually took them out. So right here should have been your entry if you were using the reverse 714 method. Right here should have been your entry, right? Because there was a fair value gap right here. So if price come all the way into this level to test it, you enter into your buy. Pretty much simple. You shouldn't have used a sell today. You should have used a buy. It was just a very simple trade. So this should have been your entry. Then right here around this level should have been your first TP because that was a break of structure right there. So your first TP could have been here, right here. Then your second TP, you maximize it, right? Or you duplicate it. Then you get your second TP. So that's how simple it was. I actually got into three trades. I took my first TP right here, second TP around somewhere up here. Then I left the other trade. And if you had been in the trade on what Tuesday, you would have realized that we actually moved way up. So it was a very, very good trade. So this should have been your entry right here. Your stop loss should have been below this level right here. This like right here should have been your stop loss. Yeah. So that's how your entry should have looked like. A pretty simple entry. If price moves to this fair value gap, it will pick your trade and will go up. So let's see what actually happened. So as you can see, price came in, picked those of us who kept our entries at the tip of the fair value gap, but moved all the way into the fair value gap and picked other people's trades as well, right? So let's see after that what happened. So just within some couple of minutes, you realize that our first TP got hit. It was a very nice yet super easy trade. And within some couple of minutes, our second TP got hit as well. Now price went all the way up, had some little pullbacks, but we pushed all the way up again. We moved very high. Like on that day, I was very happy actually because we moved very high, right? So that was it for Tuesday. Let's look at Wednesday and see what happened. So Wednesday was pretty much simple as well. We're in a very nice downtrend. And when we are in a downtrend, you are looking forward to being in a super nice uptrend after the 714 method elapses, right? So that was it. Pretty much simple. So by the looks of this, where should we have entered into your trade, right? So it was pretty much simple. You could have gotten into a trade right here. But if you also look at it very well, you realize that there was a lot of buys right here. And I've said it, when you see these many buys without a sell, just go to the bigger time frame. That's actually a fair value gap right there. So it will give you a more clear entry, right? And you know fair value gaps are very useful when it comes to entering into trade. So that was just it. I went into the 15-minute time frame. It was pretty much simple. So as you can see, we were actually in a very nice fair value gap. But this first fair value gap was already tested, meaning it was invalid. But there was another fair value gap right here, so that should have been your entry. Pretty much simple. If price entered into this fair value gap right here, you enter into your trade. Or if price did not actually reach here, that means if this liquidity right here actually kicks in and price move all the way up, you probably see either a change of character or something around this level, then you can enter into your trade right here. So with this, you don't do what you can't lose, right? Pretty much simple. If price pick the trade here and did not reach your entry right here, just mark this level. If price come up above it, then you enter into your trade and you move all the way up. It's pretty much simple. Don't waste your time. Now, as you can see, this right here was in the second fair value gap on the 15-minute time frame. So that should have been your entry. This right here should have been your entry. Pretty much simple. You enter your buy, put your stop loss below the fair value gap, right? So when you just look at this level, you find out that there was a level right here. You could have put your stop loss right there on this right here. So on Wednesday, this right here would have been our setup. Now, most people could have also entered into trades around this level right here. So people could have also entered into trades around this level right here, but they should have kept their stop losses below this level right here, right? Because when it comes to fair value gaps, the second one or the one beneath the trend are always higher than the one above, right? So when you have a whole trend like this, for instance, so this is a trend. We have fair value gap right here, another fair value gap right here. So this one right here is powerful than this. If price is going to retest, you should be looking for price to pass through this level, retest here, then go up, right? So that's just how it is. It's pretty much simple. This should have been your trade on Wednesday. So let's see what actually happened. So as you can see, price actually took our trade, and it could have taken your trade as well if you entered into your trade around this level, but it took our trade right here. It was pretty much close to our stop loss, but because we actually entered here around this level, so we wouldn't have noticed it. So I actually got in around this level right here. So if you had entered on the second fair value gap, you wouldn't have noticed it, or it would have just been a very small amount, right? So simple as that. So this right here could have been your first TP at this high right here, and your second TP here. So you could have aimed for your third TP at this high right here, or you would have went all the way up, right? So this could have been the trade that you enter. So let's see what actually happened after that. So first of all, our first TP got hit, second TP got hit, but our third TP never got hit, right? Price actually moved all the way down before it actually reversed. There was another fair value gap around somewhere here, a lot of liquidity down there. Price came to it, then we actually got into another trade because there was this simple pullback. Let me show you this. So this was it right here. So we actually got in another trade around this level right here, then we push all the way up, right? Because this right here was a change of character. Price came all the way out and changed a character right here. So we got into a trade and we pushed all the way up. So that's how simple what Wednesday was. It was a pretty simple trade, right? So as you can see, that's what I was saying. So it was a pretty simple trade on Wednesday. But if you did not actually look at it very well, you wouldn't have gotten into a trade, or you wouldn't have known where to enter into the trade. Now on Thursday, we came all the way down during the beginning of the 714 method, and we moved all the way up during the end of the 714 method, right? Now I wouldn't classify this as a triangle trend that is an equal trend. I wouldn't classify that under that, but because here right here was just a fake out. Price move all the way up. Let me actually close this so that you can see it well. So as you can see, price move up, then just shortly after this nice bearish candle, it just went all the way down, right? So this was just a fake out, but even still right here, it wasn't, the trend wasn't actually equal. So that should have been a very nice downtrend, right? But it was actually confusing. So what you should have done was just simple: mark this level right here and mark that level right there. As usual, if price cross this, you are entering to your trade and you are going down with your peace of mind. If price actually crosses this, then you do what? You enter into your trade and go up, right? So that was just what we were expecting. So let's see what actually happened shortly after. Now let's mark these levels right here. So one, then two. Simple as that. So either way, whether price move down, you are entering into a trade. Whether price moves up, you are entering into a trade, right? We enter into a trade whether we are in an uptrend or a downtrend. We don't care. That's what we do. We are traders. We are not supposed to be at one side, right? So it's pretty much simple. Now let's see what happened after that. So as you can see, price pushed all the way up to this fake out right here, but it couldn't move past it. It came all the way down, breaking through this level right here, right? So you could have looked for a very nice entry down here. You know, this right here is a very nice. So as you can see, this right here was a very nice indecision candle, right? So indecision just means there's no price is trying to move up, price is trying to move down, but price hasn't chosen where to go yet, right? So you could have just waited for another candle to see where price is actually going to. Now I waited for this, so I got in on this candle right here. But either way, you could have also entered into a trade on this and put your stop loss right there, right? So I actually got in on this trade right here. So this right here should have been your entry on Thursday. It was a pretty simple trade, and I actually went to a bigger time frame. I went to, was it 15 minutes, or no, I actually went to 1 hour or something like that. No, it was 15 minutes rather. I saw this right here. So it was 15 minutes. I went to the 15-minute time frame and got my first TP and second TPs, right? So this right here was my first TP around this level. Then my second TP was somewhere here. No, yeah, I actually kept it here because I did not want this liquidity to actually push the price up. So this should have been your setup on that day. A pretty much very nice setup with your first TP right here, first TP right here, second TP right here. And you know me, I normally like being in trades for a very long time, and on Thursday it was a very good trade. Trust me, it was a very good trade because we came all the way down. just like that. We came all the way down. Our first TP was hit. Then I was kind of having second thoughts. I wanted to leave this second TP for a while, but I actually just allowed it to get hit, right? But if you had traded that day, you realize that price actually moved all the way down. But I was already out of the trade, so I was just looking to see a reversal all the way into these levels right here. Because when you look at it, if you go to the 15 minutes or the 30-minute time frame, you realize that that was just a lot of fair value gaps, right? So this was a fair value gap, this was a fair value gap, another fair value gap was trying to form. So it made price push away from this nice candle right here. We are just pulling all the way back to either this or that fair value gap, right? So I was just waiting to see where price will actually go so that I'll enter into a buy, right? So that was it. My first and second TP was hit, pretty much simple. Now a lot of you guys could have still been on this trade because it actually moved all the way down. I mean, it moved all the way down, right? So you could have still been in this trade, but we actually got in a buy around this level. Then we pushed all the way up. Pretty much simple trade, easiest trade ever. So that's it. Let's move to Friday and see what happens. So on Friday we're in something that I called a partial uptrend, because this was just the only candle that was differentiating the uptrend, right? But let's just say we're in an uptrend, a very nice, yet not nice one actually, but we're in an uptrend. And since we know the whole of Friday was just a pullback into a fair value gap, we wasn't going to actually look forward to going up from here, right? We were looking forward to going down normally, but the fair value gap wasn't that much, the trend wasn't that much into the fair value gap, right? So you should have known that there will still be a lot of movement. So I was actually waiting for price to move all the way down to this level right here. This level right here, there was a fair value gap right here around this level, right? So I actually wanted price to move all the way back to that, so that I'll enter into the trade on the middle of this fair value gap, looking forward for price to taking out this high. That means pushing us into a much more liquidity place before we now drop down, right? So I kept my trade, my buy on the middle point of the fair value gap. Price actually came, but it did not pick my trade. It came down alright, but it did not pick my trade. So we went all the way up, and we had this series of consolidations up here, giving you the power that, or giving you the mindset that the fair value gap right there is actually what's working. It's trying to push price all the way down. So pretty much simple. So we are just waiting. Price is pretty much simple. Just wait. Normally, when you see price moving down in a certain manner, you know that this trend will come all the way down, or all the way down to this level, right? You know, because there will be a lot of pressure in it. So if there's no pressure, right, just allow the trend to move. If these consolidations are happening, just leave it. Because most of you guys, you use this consolidation right here and blow your account before you now find an entry down here all the way down, but at that moment your account is already gone, right? So just wait for it. Price is pretty much simple. It will give you a very nice trade, then you enter into your trade and you'll be simple. You enter into your trade and it will be simple as that, no worries. So that was just it. We were waiting for a very nice movement right here. Now price actually moved all the way down to this level, breaking through this level right here. So price moved and broke through that level right there. So as you can see, price broke through that level, giving us this fair value gap. Then that was my entry. I use this fair value gap as my entry. Pretty much simple. When price move into this fair value gap right here, I'm entering into the trade. This liquidity right here will push price down. So indirectly, price is coming into it. So I got into the trade around somewhere this level, this right here. Around this level right here. Sorry, it's messy. So this was where I got into the trade. Then I was good to go. It was just a pretty simple trade, but it needs a lot of patience. So I put my stop loss just above the fair value gap. Then I got into a trade around this level. Then I was good to go. Normally you just go to the bigger time frame and find a bigger entry, because you know that on Friday we were moving all the way down. We weren't going to stop for anything. We were moving all the way down, right? So this was the trade. So my first TP was actually around somewhere here. It was actually around some right here, yeah, right here. So my first TP was around somewhere here, and I left the second TP, right? I actually left it. I did not touch it. I just left it because I know we're coming all the way down to this level right here. So I actually left it. So this was my first TP right here. But your first TP could have been here, your second TP could have been here, your third TP. Or you could have just entered into the trade up here, then you'll be targeting this low as your first TP because we are coming all the way down to do what? Break structure around that level, right? So that was just it. Now let's see what happened after that. So as you can see, it did not take that long. Price actually came into our first TP. We were just looking for price to push all the way down and break through our second TP, right? Which one is our second TP again? The end of the trend could have been your second TP. This was my first TP, but I just left the second TP because I know after this we'll still be pushing all the way down, right? So that was it. And you are good to go. Now you should understand these trades are not meant for you to be getting it every day, right? So some days that you've gotten it pretty much simple, enter into the trade as much as you can so that you get a very huge amount of money, right? I can be in this trade from here all the way down to this level and I'll make only $4, right? And someone being into this trade just from here to here will make about 30K. So it's all about entries. When you know your entries well, you tend to do what? To enter into better trades, right? So that's just it for today. I'll see you guys in the next video.